Welcome to Sounders of Thunders, and this is the 2019 season opener. We're chatting about our hopes, expectations, and whatnot.
Yeah, so everyone had a very rested off season because we went out of last season's playoffs early, which honestly I think was kind of a good thing because I feel like we've been back-to-back championship to previous seasons, and our guys have felt like it was running them down. So I'm glad that they were able to have the long rest before this season starts up. We did lose a few players in the off season. We lost Francis, we lost Afario.
Oh yeah, I think Alfaro went back to Mexico, and Francis went to like Minnesota or something.
No, Francis went to Columbus.
Oh,
Minnesota, however, with Minnesota, we did lose Alonzo.
that's what it was.
Brother. Yeah, he went to Minnesota, which good for him for, being able to transfer to, like, maybe make more money or get, whatever. But it's going to be sad because I'm going to miss him. I think everyone's going to feel that loss.
Absolutely, man. I'm sure when he comes back, we'll be, it'll be open arms and everyone else to be cheering and everything like that. It'll be fun. It'll be the most you'll ever enjoy getting scored on if he does.
Yeah, I don't think there'll be any boos ever from the Sounders crowd to Alonzo, no matter where he goes. Ever. He'll always be considered a Sounder, no matter what team he plays for.
Mm-hmm. Well, later today we're playing the Houston Dynamo, which we'll be getting to later. But apparently we already played a game against Atlanta, and like a mixed team of ours, like youngsters and oldsters and whatnot versus I guess their first team or whatever. It didn't go so well.
Well, I feel like I don't know why they would put their first team against our mixed match. I feel like this would be the time to use all the backup players. I mean, and they just feel like they need to show off since they won the championship last year.
Who knows? But I mean, I really only mention it because their new coach is Frank de Boer, who I used to watch on TV back when I cared about soccer the first time. Him and his brother Ronald de Boer, they played for Holland, the Netherlands, or whatever you want to call it. And those were fun days. Those were back in the Patrick Kluivert days. I think they might have been the Dennis Bergkamp days. But you at home, you should go ahead and look up on YouTube Patrick Kluivert and Dennis Bergkamp if you don't know who they are, and just watch them do wacky things. It's fun. They're good guys. They knew a lot of stuff. And let's go on to our wishes and our expectations for the 2019 season. And I want, as always, I want ball control. We always say that we're a control team, and we talk about it a lot, but it takes more than just not moving forward a lot to be a control team. And I think if we just do those basic things like create and fill space and do that kind of thing, I think that's how we're gonna win games, because we don't really have like a one dude who's gonna score the most goals in the league or any shit like that.
Because when we do have ball control, we're a very dangerous team. But like you said, as soon as we drop off from that, we just slump, and it's a very long game after that.
Yeah, it can get real tedious if they're not feeling it.
Yeah. So specifically, Jordan Morris. Glad he's back. I hope that he got a lot of rest and was able to recover from his injury from last season. It was actually during one of our championship league games when he got hurt. I can't exactly remember what the injury was, but it took him out for the rest of the season. Before the season even started.
I think he might have almost gotten into last year. I think there was an interview with somebody that said that he might have gotten into that last game or like some of the later games if we had stuck into it. But I think just don't get hurt. Just don't get hurt like right now.
Yeah, I think he just needs to take it easy. I think that once he gets kind of back in the groove and ease onto things, I think that'd be great. I mean, even if he's not even a starter and just kind of waits until the second half to put in or whenever, I think that's fine. I think he needs to ease into it and not overdo it. I mean, and I think he needs to not hesitate and just go for it. Because, he's Mr. Nice Guy. He just always was so polite with trying to, get everyone in on it that I think he actually missed a lot of opportunities to score because he was too much of a team player.
Yeah, I like to see him. I like to see him fail a few times that way, like in that direction of just like, oh, I shouldn't have taken it myself, rather than just being like, oh, I should have gone.
Yeah, because the dude's fast, and we also have other very fast players on our team now. And I think if he just works with them, he is going to be an absolute nightmare for the back line of any team because of how quick he can get past it.
Absolutely,
Also,
and
Wingo
the people he's going to be working
like
with. Oh, sorry. The people he's going to be working with too are going to be very exciting. There's some new faces since the last time, and some other people have kind of become more prominent. So that's going to be real interesting.
And then Wingo and Bolana, they can get out there and be whatever, play as much as they can, get out there because they're young and they're excited. And they're dangerous. They can be very dangerous on the field when they get at the right moments in the right places. And I think that they show great promise to help us push up the field when we need to. And also cause a little trouble for the other team as well because of the freshness of them being out there and excited.
Yeah, I definitely want them. I want them to help get in and like fight the doldrums. Like when we don't seem to get into it. Like at about the 28-minute mark is usually where I look and see if it seems like we still care or not. Then we'll probably be good for the rest of the game. But I hope, if not starting, they can at least get in there later and just, like you're saying, cause chaos. Just be there and push everyone else to give a shit on those days where it doesn't seem like they do.
Absolutely.
Oh, I also okay, so I very much love Nicolas Ladero and Victor Rodriguez. Very much so, both of them. I definitely, Ladero, he's the thing that came in and really boosted us to get that championship and really kind of like get our nuggets sauced. But what I want from both of those dudes is I want them to up their baseline performance, because when both of them are on, they're fantastic and they're fun to watch. But when they're not feeling it, man, Rodriguez kind of fades into the background a little too much when he's not really feeling it. And once again, that might have been stuff with like his hamstring and shit like that. So if he's fucking if he's up to scratch and he's going fantastic. But with Ladero, I just don't want him to be more of a harm than good. That's all I want.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
and I know this is aside to Ladero, you should probably stop having blonde hair because he looks really weird. I know that's an off-topic thing. It just looks funny.
Does he still have it?
Your head, man. Yeah, he does.
Oh, man. Okay. Well, I mean, he's one of those guys who does things for, like, grandparents and remembering things and stuff like that. So I imagine there's, I don't even know where to go with that. I imagine it's very holy. It's like the Ark of the Covenant. Like, don't look at it or else it'll burn you. What else do I got? All right, so I got some expectations that I had for this season, and one of them was I want Roldan to take over my Alonso yardstick. I always like to, besides the 28-minute thing, if I saw Alonso kind of puffing up his chest and making big runs with the ball and without it, that usually meant that things were going okay, and I want Roldan to be that, because he's got to be Monster Zero. He's got to be as tough as he seems to not think he is when he gives interviews, but, fair enough. He's a tough guy.
He is just as good as anyone else on that team, and he is, I think, becoming one of the strongest leaders on the team, too. I mean, I just think he's a solid player, and once he gets the confidence to do that more and more, I feel bad for people he has to play against, to be honest. And I would say right up front that our back line is probably one of the strongest in the league, and I think that most of the other teams in our league understand that too, and I think they hate going up against our back line because we have just everyone there, even people on the bench waiting to go in for our back line are strong players, and they just continue to do well. And then sometimes they mess up, but overall they're on point every time. And Laderum and Smith, I'm glad to have Smith back because he had got hurt and was out the rest of the season, I believe. And those two dudes together are going to do miraculous things on the field, I think.
Yeah, that white boy is super fast, and Leardham's got really good foot skills. I really like watching Leardham play. It's real good.
Yeah, and then if we need to bring Torres in, that dude, the Hulk, he is gigantic and will stop anyone from getting around him. No problem. What we don't want to see this season is the same problems it seems like the Sounders have every single season, is that if it starts to not go their way or they don't feel like they have, they don't have control of the ball, they just don't put the effort in. They almost look lost. You know, you guys got to, you know, make the calls, do the run backs. You know, let everyone in on what you're doing. You know, don't hog the ball and forget to look up.
Yeah, I don't want to see him run to another player. Actually, I don't want to see any players run to other players to get the ball and then take 3 touches before doing what the other player could have just done anyway. That's and that's not like that's something I've seen every year I ever played when I was a little kid, and then, you know, into the later years. That's just the thing that happens, and no one should be doing that.
Also, I think, you know, we got so many good new players and players that stay with us. You know, there's also, when it comes to striking and it comes to, you know, forwards and it comes to our defense, you know, we got Torres and we got Bruin. You know, I feel like, you know, both of those guys are very important to the team. They're very solid. And, you know, I say save them for the second half and bring them in when the other team starts to get tired. Because, one, you don't have to deal with Torres in the back line when you're tired because he's going to easily overpower you. And the same thing with Bruin. He'll run right through you. He will absolutely run through you, not even get a that he's doing it.
And he's a handsome devil, too. And that always makes me laugh. He's always smiling and yelling at people, and it's funny. It's funny to watch that.
Yeah, and I think those are 2 great. I mean, I guess I guess the term is super subs. I think they're great super subs. I think they're great. When you put in another team is starting to wear. I think, you know, and I think that it's not a bad idea. And you get to utilize the entire team and everyone that we have and their strengths at the time that we need them.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. I had to do a little summary because there's a person we haven't really talked about all that much, and I really think that the easiest way to say this is everyone should just play like Harry Ship. I want everyone, and the fans at home, anyone who hears this, just watch how Harry Ship plays. Like, because he's not the biggest guy and he's not the fastest guy. What he does is he has really good basics. He's really good heads up play. He's got good foot skills, and he moves well with and without the ball, possibly especially without the ball. Like, you can watch the runs he makes forward. There's some really nice stuff that happened last season where you see Harry Ship make a run to like a odd place, but when he gets there and someone gives him the ball, he has opened up an area for them to go to, and it's real neat stuff. And on defense too as well, if you just get into the open space that people would make runs to and some other stuff like that, it makes the offense think. And the more those people have to think before they act, the better it is. And that's really what you want to do.
How many games last season did we see us doing the thing that we always do, and then Ship come onto the field and change everything around, and just turn it around completely because of his play style, the way that he does the game? It is, I think, important to always have him on the field. At least at some point, if not the whole game, at least half the game. At least either the first half or the second half of the whole thing. I'd rather him be there the whole thing, and just he's a game changer. And I'm glad we got him, and I hope we never get rid of him.
Yeah, man, he's a good, solid player, and you know, he's not gonna be all over too many sheets for big numbers on stuff. But man, like you're saying, he really creates a good tempo and a good he sets a good standard for kind of like how much effort you should be putting into like your normal soccer playing, and you're not your superstar runs or anything like that.
Absolutely.
What else we got? Oh, I found out some fun things while I was looking into this recording right now and then the one we're about to do. And we just picked up a defender from Greensboro, North Carolina, where both of us used to live.
Right. Yeah, that's right. That's pretty cool. You seem very excited to come out here as well.
Yeah, it's a place. You can fly from Greensboro to Seattle. I've done it plenty of times. It's a thing you can do, and apparently he did it for work. It happens. What else we got? Oh, and I found out that Leardon's dad's name is Marlon Grando.
Really?
At least that's what Wikipedia said, and that makes me laugh.
I wonder if there's a lot of confusion with that name sometimes.
I don't know. I don't know what to think.
So, another thing I'd really like to see is definitely to get to see Morris, Ship, and Diaz on the field together.
Absolutely.
That's what I really want to see at some point during the season. You know, even if it starts out that, you know, it would be something I want to see. I hope I get to see, and yeah, absolutely, it would be phenomenal because I like to see what those things do.
Yeah, those are all really good, often on the ball players, real good eyes and good feet, and there's a lot of neat footwork that'll happen. And I mean, they can all finish when they have to, especially freaking Rui Diaz. I mean that
Mm-hmm.
he's he's just as pretty as he thinks he is. My.
Yep, it sure is. Um, but I'm excited for the season. We only got a couple more weeks before the actual season starts. Our first game is against Cincinnati, which is the new boy to the MLS. They're pretty good. I watched them in the U.S. Open Cup. I think that's what it's called. Oh my God, that's said the wrong cup name. Is that the golf cup or is that the actual soccer cup?
I don't. I know that their best forward is Tiger Woods.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So
I will say that it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be a good game. I think it's gonna be rough. You know, at first because I think they're going to be like this, trying to get the feel of this new team. But overall, it's going to be cool. It's gonna be a good season. I feel good about this season.
so wait. So Cincinnati, that's a team that got moved up from or moved over whatever from what the
Yeah,
USL or whatever. So
yeah.
so is it the same players as it was before, or
It's
did
a,
they pick up new
yeah.
players to go into MLS?
I think they got a lot of the same players, and I think they picked up a few
Okay.
because there is that expansion draft where people have to be put onto like they can get people pulled from their teams if they're like free agents and stuff like that. They're not protected.
Oh,
And
that's right.
then already on board for I think the next season after that there's 3 teams ready to go for next season that are turning into the league, and that's Austin FC, Inter Miami CF, and Nashville.
Okay. Yeah. Apparently, you can have a soccer league in the United States. Random people at the bar every time I try to watch soccer. I mean,
Yeah, I
not
mean
around
this
here,
league
but
is growing.
around other places. You got to answer a bunch of questions. They'll let you watch the game, but you got to answer a lot of questions, and you got to hear a lot of contradictory statements about like there being too many foreigners, and then there'll never be a market for soccer in the U.S. And you're like, man, it's got to be one or the other. You really can't. You can't
Mm-hmm.
have too many immigrants and not have a market for soccer. I don't. You can't. No, no, it's
True.
not. It's not how it works. One or the other.
Very true. Very, very, very true.
This it's going to be an exciting season, like you were saying, and I think
Yeah.
we'll have to see what we'll see. But as long as we can keep excited and keep doing our thing, I think everything will gel and blah 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 blah.
Off the record of this one, it's already really exciting. The game started at 5 actually, and it's 19 minutes in, and we're already
What?
at 2.
Holy shit! All right,
Yeah,
all
yeah.
right, let's go. Sounders and Thunders is a Person or Persons production and can be found at PersonorPersons.com along with plenty of other fun things. So stop on by, tell your friends, and do the liking, subscribing, rating, and all that wherever you listen or watch this type of thing.